Hell's Kitchen indeed. Get it? Because his other show's called Hell's Kitchen. Okay, hey guys, it's Phoebe. Welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst chefs on kitchen nightmares.
The dough was so thick, parts of it were undercooked.
I disagree with you about my dough. I think I have a great dough.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. We're looking at the US version of Kitchen Nightmares and focusing on terrible chefs rather than gross restaurants or awful owners. Let's get to the list.
Grilled salad.
Come on. It is grilled.
Number 10. Akira. After losing his confidence, Akira starts to let standards slip at Sushi Co. Gordon discovers all kinds of issues, including a hot fridge and reused sticks for the sushi. But the biggest problem is plain and simple: the food. It wasn't enough to serve him sashimi with frozen salmon and an unpleasant bowl of miso soup. Akira also made the mistake of recommending the sushi pizza to Gordon.
It's rice, salmon, crab, and mayonnaise, some cheese.
Wow.
This pizza is so bad, Gordon spits it out and tells the kitchen it's an insult to both sushi and pizza. Number 9. Anthony. Gordon's dining experience is already off to a rough start when it begins at 4:30 in the afternoon, but Anthony's food doesn't help.
I'm very excited to show Chef Ramsey what I can do. I feel that there will be no faults in what I produce for him.
Though Anthony thinks his food is faultless, Ramsey disagrees. It turns out that Anthony has actually never worked in an Italian restaurant before. Trobiano's specialties range from odd combinations like salmon and spaghetti to culinary abominations like the chicken-wrapped shrimp.
Well, I got the chicken, and where's the shrimp?
Aside from being rock solid, the shrimps just ruin the taste of the chicken.
Pissed off. I wanted to prove him wrong. I wanted to show him my cooking skills, are up to par.
Anthony is furious that Gordon doesn't like his food, not to mention his sanitary standards, leaving Gordon unsure at first if he can even help him. Number 8. Ricky. This executive chef was a lot for Gordon to handle.
Look at them diamonds on that. Diamonds on my fish, good diamonds on my fish.
Audibly rapping in the kitchen while diners were eating, Ricky didn't seem to have a care in the world, not in the least for the food he was serving. He was out of his depth and buying frozen food, with roughly half of the ingredients needed for the menu missing at any given moment. When Gordon finally tested Ricky against his sous chef Lex, Ricky couldn't tell chicken from beef or steak from pork.
Ricky, you're wrong. That was chicken.
But this is one cloud that has a silver lining. After the show, Ricky cleaned up his act and learned how to cook for real, realizing the potential Gordon saw in him. Number 7. Chappy. He's earned a reputation for being the angriest chef to ever appear on the show. But where Gordon also has a reputation for being angry, Chappy didn't have the culinary skills to back up his attitude.
Well, he couldn't even get through the steak. It was all gristle.
It was gristle?
Yeah.
The staff say Chappy flies off the handle at anything, even cussing them out when they asked him what's in a dish on behalf of a customer.
Chef Ramsey's a dumbass. If there's something that I think is absolutely wrong, he doesn't know what he's talking about, I'm gonna tell him. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
The conditions in the kitchen weren't good either, with Gordon finding filth at every turn. Worst of all, Chappy immediately returned to his old ways at the end of the show.
The other day, our guest wanted to know what was in a sauce, so I asked him. He said, "What want to know?"
Chappy shut down shortly after filming, and Chappy turned all the blame on Gordon. Number 6. Doug. The owners of La Galleria 33, Sister Act Rita and Lisa were enough of a struggle for Gordon. But throw in bitter head chef Doug and you have a recipe for disaster.
Doug, who communicates here?
I do, but
I can't hear anything. Who's
when things are ready, we just put them over there.
Oh, so there's no timing.
Doug's ineffectualness was made worse by the fact that he was Rita's ex-husband, with an unpleasant divorce making things all the more difficult. Doug lost all his passion for food, the menu special hadn't changed for years, and he didn't make anything fresh. The final nail in the coffin was Gordon seeing him drop a piece of chicken on the dirty floor and then put it right back in the pan.
Wait a minute, he dropped it on the floor and cooked it? What do you mean?
Am I on my own here or what?
Number 5. Erick. The restaurant's failings can't be blamed entirely on Erick. Not when the owners had no restaurant experience and he was just one in a long line of chefs to pass through the kitchen. But he certainly didn't help anything. Gordon finds Erick's kitchen filthy and in disarray, just like the rest of the restaurant, But Erick blames all his problems on it being just a bad day.
A bad day?
Yeah, happens. You never had a bad day?
I do have bad days all the time.
Obviously, you have one today. Just relax, take a chill pill, reload, and do it again.
An old rack of ribs Erick was keeping for months is so pungent, it makes Gordon sick, and Erick finds himself out of a job partway through the show.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
We're gonna part ways.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Damn it.
Number 4. Doug. After almost killing Gordon by serving him a rock-solid homemade Greek cookie, you'd think Doug might be a little more open to criticism. Unfortunately, his attitude just gets worse as the episode goes on.
You've eaten it. Smell that then.
It smells sour.
Probably sour on the outside. Are you mad?
Doug refuses to listen to the restaurant owner Peter, who's walked all over by his staff, and serves customers some truly appalling dishes.
That was cooked on Friday and I had to recook it Saturday. That's what you gotta do.
It took days for Gordon just to get them to clean the restaurant, and Doug continued to resist changes, refusing to taste any of the new food Gordon introduced.
Now I'm seriously insulted.
Unsurprisingly, Gordon told Peter to fire Doug, and he gladly obliged. Number 3. Jorge and Matt. At Park's Edge, Gordon is faced with one of the weirdest foods of his career, namely Jorge's unique take on a Caesar salad, which involves grilling a large piece of lettuce.
But this is a first for me, a grilled Caesar salad. No, but they actually grilled the lettuce.
Neither Gordon nor the waitress can wrap their heads around why anybody would grill lettuce, but that's not the worst thing these chefs have to offer. Jorge has absolutely no experience and has never trained as a chef, and Matt has a short temper and lack of pride in what he does.
What'd you say? I said chill out with the drama. Get out of here, right now. Get the out right now.
To top it off, Chef Matt loses his cool and leaves the kitchen in disgrace during dinner service on the final night.
Why is he acting like that?
Because he's a jackass.
Number 2. John. Both the ailing owner of Mama Maria's and its head chef, John is at his wit's end trying to do everything at once.
So you're serving pork bones in the sauce to a vegetarian?
Because of this refusal to delegate, he risks ruining the restaurant's glowing reputation, built up by his parents when they owned the restaurant.
My friend got sick.
Is he vegetarian?
No.
No. What did he have?
It's a lobster tail.
Damn.
But John's haphazard cooking and bad habits don't just threaten his business. They also threaten the lives of his customers. Mama Maria's has to be shut down by Gordon mid-service after someone eats a rotten lobster and ends up vomiting in the bathroom. An ambulance is called, and John has to face the consequences of his actions.
A guy had some lobster, and he has a reaction to it. The gentleman, sit down.
Oh my God.
We just saw an ambulance come out? Yes.
Oh my God.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some dishonorable mentions.
How's it going?
I need to find out what cheeses are in the ravioli.
What cheeses are in the ravioli?
Yeah.
What kind of cheese is in the breaded ravioli?
Read the box. You want to microwave these meatballs, please? Okay.
Come on, work with me. Cheese.
I just had to pray over Chef before he ate the chitlins.
There's no prayers gonna save me on this one. Oh my God.
Hates him. Said it's so dry, it's inedible. He said it's embarrassing.
Yeah, very dry.
He says it's soggy.
I'm not he touched down. I'm not gonna put my mouth on that. The snapper was soft. Well, what the hell you want it to be? Hard like a rock?
Number 1. Amy. While as a chef, Amy isn't completely awful, as a restaurateur in general, she's easily worthy of the top spot.
Okay, Amy.
What?
2 pieces not cooked enough. Put it again in the oven.
Sure, I'll burn it for them.
Okay, it's not cooked enough.
Gordon made a point of complimenting her desserts, which is fair enough because she's actually a baker by trade, but when it came to the other courses, she was way off the mark.
My dough's raw. After all this wait. Wow.
It wasn't just the gross pizzas that were sent back to the kitchen without her knowledge. The way she treated her staff was tyrannical.
No, 5 beats. Are you sure? You don't need to question me, Katie. You can go home right now. I'm sorry, Sammy.
After firing a waitress during the show for asking if she was sure about which table an order was going to, Amy went down in Kitchen Nightmares history as the one Gordon couldn't save.
What are you doing? You had an attitude with me all night long, Katie. Okay, I quit. No, you're not. Quit. She is quitting. She has an attitude.
Well, I just lost my appetite. Some people are just beyond help. What did you guys think of our list? Did we get it right? Let us know in the comments below and check out these videos.